Welcome to Sunrise Yoga. This morning, it's a slow wake up for the body, invigorating. So we're going to be working into the muscles all over the body. But just if you need to take an alternative, please do. If at any point it's not for you, please feel free to take an alternative child's pose or something that's comfortable for you. But we're going to be starting off in child's pose. So if you want to come over and just ease the tailbone back towards the heels and rest the head down on the mat. So just resting the head gently down, keeping the elbows nice and soft. So we're not overreaching or straining anything. Just feeling the full length of the spine as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And just checking in with how you're feeling this morning and how your body's feeling. If you've got any areas of tension. Excuse me. And then from here, just creeping the fingertips over to the left side of the mat. So both fingertips drawing over to the side. Excuse me, fog in my throat. Oh dear, sorry. Feeling that nice long stretch all the way down the right side of the body. And then bringing your hands into the center. And then creeping all the way over to the right side. So you're feeling the stretch now, all the way down your left side. And then bringing your hands back into the center. And then just coming up into a tabletop position. So the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. The knees are underneath the hips. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow to warm up the spine. So flicking the tailbone up and lengthening forward. So feeling full length through the front of the body. And as you exhale, drawing the belly button in and rounding through the shoulders. So just noticing where you're feeling it. So you might be feeling it in the lower part of the spine. You might be feeling it up through the shoulders. As you draw down, you might be feeling it in the abdomen. Just in time with your breath, as you breathe out, you're drawing up through the shoulders. I'm going to take 2 more of these. So inhale to lengthen. Really working through the spine, opening the muscles. Exhale, rounding up. And then 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Good, okay, just coming into a neutral spine again. So making sure the fingertips and the knuckles are pressing down on the mat. Not just the heels or the hands, putting too much pressure on the wrists there. So just take a gaze over the right shoulder, but at the same time, you're kind of scooting your hip round to the side. So you're kind of activating your obliques, but also lengthening through the side of the body, stretching from the hip. Coming over to the left. Just hit 1 more each side. Good. And over to the left again. And then coming back into the center and just sitting back onto the heels and just taking a few rolls of the wrists. Good. And then interlacing the fingers behind the back, you're going to draw the chest through, open up the shoulders, keep the spine nice and long. Steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Gaze goes forward. Good. Release the hands. You're going to take the left hand over to the right side of the head. And you're not pulling the head down here. You're just pressing gently the head into the hand. So just reaching those right fingertips away from you. We're just opening and releasing the neck a little bit. So if you have any built tension, it's quite a nice way to relieve it. Remember, you're not pulling the head, you're just easing the head into the hand. And then bringing the head back into the center and taking the right hand to the left side. And gently easing the head. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat, smile. Easing the head into the hand. Rather than pulling the head down. And now bringing the head into the center, you're going to interlace the hands together and place them on the back of the head. Again, we're not pulling the head down. You're always just easing the head gently into the hands. So I'm looking down towards my knees, but I'm gently pressing the head in towards my hands. And then just gently releasing, keeping the hands interlaced. You're going to just gently place them under the chin. And then we're going to just gently look up and feel the stretch all the way through the front of the throat. And then gently releasing the hands from that position to come back into tabletop. So extend the right leg away from you. The toes are turned down and they're touching the mat. You're going to ease the weight back so that you're lengthening through the calf and the Achilles. And then shifting the weight slightly forward, pressing that left shin down into the mat and lifting up that right leg. So you've got an element of balance there. And then if you want to, you can gently peel the left fingertips off the mat and reach all the way forward. Send the gaze slightly towards the top of the mat. Think about length from the left fingertips to the right sole of the foot. And then placing that left hand down, you're going to point the right toes up towards the ceiling. And then squeezing the bum and send the gaze slightly forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to try and bring that right foot between the hands at the front. So you're in a low lunge position. Thinking about the length through the spine here. So we're slightly resting on that front thigh. And then when you're ready, pressing through that right foot. Inhale, coming up into a low lunge position. So we're just gently easing into the day. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, then your hands are going to come through heart center. Left elbow comes to the outside edge of that right knee. Gently twisting around. Sending the gaze either to the right or over the right shoulder. So keep the spine nice and long. Feeling that opening on that right outside thigh, so around about here. When you're ready, bringing the body through center. And the right hand is going to come in line now with that right knee. And you're going to open out to the left side. So you want to make sure this right knee isn't dropping down. You keep it nice and active. Nice long wingspan again from left fingertip to right. And then inhale, bringing the hands back through center. And exhale, framing that foot. And then you're just going to come back slightly, maybe scoot that right foot forward. And then the toes turn up towards the face. So we're coming into that hamstring stretch. Keep the spine long. Toes are nice and active on that right foot. And then gently bringing that right foot down. And then you're going to take it to the outside of the right hand. So in a low lizard. So if you're not feeling it particularly here, you can literally lift that left knee up and scoot it back. Keep the spine long. So that right inside knee is just touching the back of that right tricep. Again, just warming into things. So don't overstretch first, just ease into it. And then from here, you're going to gently lift off the right hand, reach it all the way forward, and then turn to the side, to the right side, taking another twist, reaching up through the full length, relaxing the face, the neck, the jawline. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands, the hand back down, and then taking the hand outside the foot's in the center again. And then you're going to come back into tabletop position, ease the bum back onto the heels, rest the head down. Take a child's pose. When you're ready, coming back up into tabletop again. Make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders. Extend the left leg, toes turning down towards the mat. Easing the weight through the heel to lengthen into the calf, and ease out the Achilles. And then bringing the weight slightly forward again, pressing down with the right shin and left leg raises, toes turned down towards the mat. Got that balance going on. Making sure you draw the belly button in and the hands are both equally firm on the mat. When you're ready, you can peel the right fingers off the mat, reach all the way forward. Length from the right fingertips all the way to the sole of the left foot. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw the belly button in and root through the hand and leg. When you're ready, right hand comes down, left toes point up. Squeezing the toes up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the front of the body, gaze forward. And as you exhale then, left foot comes between the hands at the front. Keeping the spine nice and long. Take a deep breath in, coming up into that low lunge position. Good. Okay, so inhale to lengthen here, and as you exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Right elbow comes to the outside edge of that left knee. And you're taking a twist now on your second side towards the left. Gaze is either to the left or behind you. But obviously your neck needs to feel comfortable. Make sure you're not sinking into that knee. You want to keep the spine nice and long, draw the belly button in. Most of all, make sure you're breathing in the twist. We tend to hold our breath in twists. Good. When you're ready, inhale, bring the hands up. Now left hand comes in line with that left knee and you're opening to the right side. You're going to feel more of a stretch across the front of the chest here. Don't allow that left knee to drop in. Keep it nice and active. Good. And then when you're ready, bringing the hands up. And as you exhale then, you're going to frame that foot. And then you're going to either bring that foot forward or to send the knee back and then ease the tailbone back toward the heel. You get a nice stretch through that left hamstring. Doesn't matter if there's a slight bend in it. You might even find that you don't normally have a bend, but in the mornings it's there because they get a bit tight overnight. Good. Now just shifting the weight forward and realigning the hands and the knee. And then take the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And keep the spine nice and long so the gaze is just slightly towards the top of the mat. And then if you want to increase the intensity of the lizard pose, we're in a low lizard here, you can lift the knee and open up the hips a little more, feeling it in the right hip flexor as you do so. Keep the breath nice and steady. So the inside of the left knee is gently touching the left tricep, or outside of the tricep. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, left arm reaches forward and you're twisting round to the left side. And keep the chest nice and open, pressing through the left foot, the left toes. Nice steady breath in through the nose and out through the nose. When you're ready, release that left hand down. And then you're scooting that left foot back into the center and bringing the left knee down and just coming into child's pose again, resting the head down on the mat. And then when you're ready, you're just going to come all the way up onto the heels. And you can either interlace the fingers to open the chest, or you can just take the weight a little bit back. Hands go directly underneath the shoulders. And rather than sinking down into, you're opening up the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. Send the gaze slightly upwards. You want to increase the intensity of stretch through the fronts of the legs, squeezing the bum, lifting up. Steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Make sure that you're breathing. Good. Then you ease down and creeping the hands all the way forward again, back underneath the shoulders. And we're going to come into downward facing dog now. So tuck the toes and hitch the tailbone up. We're going to pedal through the heels. Now, some days you're going to feel like the heels are closer than others. It depends what you've been doing. Okay, but don't worry if they're not touching. The emphasis here is on hitching the tailbone up and getting the length really through the full body. So try and think about being in that inverted V. So hitch the tailbone up, pressing down with the big toes, drawing the chest towards the knees and the thighs. Give your head a little shake, nod, releasing the tension. And then you're just going to pedal through the heels, shifting the weight from side to side. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to come all the way over into plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to and lower through chaturanga. Elbows tucked into the rib cage. Inhale into cobra or supported cobra, so either down on your elbows, depends how you feel. When you're up in full cobra, don't sink down into the shoulders. Draw the chest through, gaze forward. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good. Now you're going to walk the feet towards the hands and hold it in a forward fold. So weight through the toes. Again, strong stretch through the back of the body. So if you need to support yourself on something, you can. If you feel that you're just here, that's fine. We're just trying to release the lumbar spine and the hamstrings. So let the head just hang. Don't hold on to it, give it a little shake. Take the hands to the elbows. And if you want to, you can take a little rock forward and back, side to side. Good. We're not forcing the legs to be straight. But you do want to feel the stretch in the back of the legs. So if you are like this, you might not feel it as much. Release the hands down towards the mat. You're going to inhale into gazing pose. The hands to the shins, length through the full spine. Good. Soften through the knees, sweep the hands all the way up. Hands come through heart center. Nice, good. Okay, stepping the right leg back, coming into a high crescent pose, drawing the hip forward, lunging through that left knee. Inhale, bring the hands up. So knees are in line with the ankle and the hip. Soften through the shoulders, so don't be straining up and trapping the head. And then when you're ready, you're going to open out into warrior two. So just mirror you there. So left ankle, knee, hip are all in alignment. Gazes over the front hand, pressing with the outside edge of that right foot. Take a deep breath in, turn that front hand up and over into reverse warrior. Sliding that right hand down the leg. Make sure that you're breathing. Now bringing the hands in line, back into warrior two. Straighten up the front leg and then reach all the way forward as far as is comfortable for you. And then just wimble the arms around, coming into Trikonasana. So remember, it doesn't matter, you don't have to reach the floor. That actually closes my hip. So you want to make sure that you've got that openness through the side. So even if it means that you're here, really squeezing the bum through and lengthening through the side. Gaze can be down, forward or up, wherever the neck is happiest. Soften through the knee, come through into warrior two. Good. And then you're going to take your left toes in. Inhale, bring the hands up. And exhale all the way over into a wide forward fold. So let the head release, let the hands just come down to the mat. Scoot the feet a little bit further apart if it's comfortable for you, but if not, then don't worry. Weight is through the toes here, so the bum isn't going back, it's the weight that's forward. If you want to, you can creep the hands through, just help draw the body through a little bit more, but don't force anything. Good. And then slowly releasing and pressing through the floor, soften the knees and roll up through the spine. Now turning the left toes towards the top of the mat. You're going to lift up through the heel and you're going to step back into Tadasana. Lovely, at the top. Good. So now you're going to take the left foot back. Inhale, coming into high crescent pose. So lunging through that right leg. Ankle, knee, hip all in alignment. Soften through the shoulders. Head, neck and shoulders are all nice and soft. Think about the jawline being nice and relaxed. Take a deep breath in, coming round into warrior two on your second side. So right ankle, knee and hip all in alignment on this second side. Remember, the heels should be in alignment and through the center of the mat. They should align each other. Gaze over the front hand. Take a deep breath in, turning that front hand up and coming into reverse warrior. So drawing the hip forward, making sure that you're breathing. It's easy to kind of overstretch and feel awkward in this. Just opening up the side waist, keeping that lunge through the front leg. When you're ready, bringing the hands back in alignment, you're going to straighten up the front leg, reach all the way forward as far as is comfortable, and then come over into triangle, so Trikonasana. Again, top hip, left hip is drawing through. If it's too much on the shoulder or the neck, take the hand to the waist. Think about rotating the chest up towards the ceiling. Good. Now soften through that front knee, come back into warrior two, gaze over that front hand. And then right toes turn in. Inhale, bring the hands up. And then exhale all the way over, wide forward fold. Weight through the toes. Good. Now soften through the knees, roll up through the spine. Now you're going to keep it in a sort of a plie squat. Okay, like a straddle squat. Hands are coming onto the knees, but don't dump down the weight into the knees. You're just keeping them there, gently pressing. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take a deep breath in to come up. And as you exhale, you're going to come down. You're going to drop the left shoulder, but pressing and easing away that left knee. And then inhale, half coming up. Exhale, drop the shoulder, pressing the right knee away. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, left shoulder drops. Good. Inhale, right shoulder drops. One more each side. Inhale, left. Inhale, last time, right side. Inhale into the center, slowly rolling up. Turn the front foot towards the top of the mat, lifting the heel, arms up. Exhale. Now you're going to frame that front foot, step back into downward facing dog. Slowly inhale over into plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to. Lowering through chaturanga, elbows hugging into the rib cage. Inhale into cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Drop the knees mat width apart with your big toes touching. Child's pose. Rest the head down. When you're ready, just slowly coming back up into a tabletop position. And then you're going to find your way into a seated posture. I'm just going to face you. It's easy for you to see. Okay. So we're going to take the legs nice and wide. Okay, we've opened the hips. This should feel nice and warm. Okay, so right hand comes slightly in front of you, left hand comes behind you. You're just going to lift your bum slightly off the floor and then scoot forward. Toes turning towards the face. Good. Now you're going to inhale, bring the hands up and coming around to your right leg and rest the hands down. So in an ideal world, you're looking to aim the center of the chest towards the knee, but it isn't always possible for some of us. So I'm satisfied that I'm doing the best I can to twist my body around, draw the belly button in, keep the spine nice and long. Take a deep breath in here, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, you're just going to come forward as far as is comfortable. You feel a strong stretch down that left side. Okay. So just easing the chest forward. Try and keep that left sit bone fixed down towards the mat. Now staying low, I want you to draw the belly button in and come into the center. Yearning that chest forward. Good. And then you're going to come back up into that center, seated. Inhale, bring the hands up and then turning towards your left leg. Exhale, slowly coming down. Drawing the chest towards the shin rather than knee towards the nose or nose towards the knee. Good. Feet nice and active, so toes are nice and active. Right sit bone stays fixed towards the floor. And then you're just going to bring the hands back into the center and then creep them back up. So gently catching hold behind the knees, rocking the weight back and just supporting the knees to come together into the center there. Hands are going to come behind you now. And you're just going to drop the knees over to the side, the right side, and to the left. Just closing off the hips a little bit. Good, and then bringing them into the center. Hands come underneath the shoulders, fingers are forward. Take a deep breath in. And then when you're ready, you're going to press up and through. Just open up the front of the body, pressing down with the big toes. Shoulders are opening here, fronts of the thighs, hip flexes, squeeze the bum. Breathe. And then when you're ready, releasing down towards the mat. And then just sitting cross-legged. Going to take a deep breath in here, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands forward, reaching them forward as far as is comfortable for you. Feeling the hips and the lower back. And then gently pressing up. through the fingertips, coming into a seated position. Just want you to gently rest the backs of the hands now on the knees. Think about the length through the spine. Just closing the eyes gently. We're going to take just a handful of nice steady breaths here. As we breathe in, we're thinking about the length through the crown of the head. And as we breathe out, we're really drawing the breath, drawing the belly button in. Thinking about the grounding and rooting through the tailbone. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to ground. And then just gently flicking the fingertips, squeezing the hands, shaking off the arms, giving the legs a little wiggle, moving the toes, and take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands comes through, heart center, and namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I shall see you very soon.